Yeah, so I'm making quercetin water. I do drink quercetin water every day, and I'll tell you why I drink the quercetin water. Now, quercetin is an antitoxin. It's a very strong antitoxin, and I need it for my heart health. And I can't afford it. It's $50 for a small little container, 49.99, like really right to the penny, and tax on top of that, right? So I can't afford this. I can't do it. So a lot of the supplements that I take, I try to take them natural through my food, which is, basically a holistic way of doing it, right? Which is a good thing. So I did go out and I bought some red onions. The red onions are the best ones because they're highest in quercetin. And I'll tell you why I know this. Not only did I look it up, but I had made the quercetin water and I was having a lot of problems with my blood pressure that morning because there was the barometric pressure. It just like it's crazy. It's one day it's really nice, next day it's snowing like crazy. We've been having weather like nuts. And so I took a big swig of it. You don't want to take quercetin on an empty stomach because it doesn't sit well with your stomach. It doesn't. Um, I eat a lot of onions. I love onion sandwiches. As a kid, I loved onion sandwiches. I ate them all the time. We would pick up an onion out of the garden and just chop the head off it. You know what I'm saying? Munch down on it. And I never noticed any issues, right? Now I'm 60s, in my 60s, late 60s, going into my late 60s. And yeah, I'm having to deal with this. So quercetin is very hard on your stomach. So I wouldn't suggest doing what I'm doing with the quercetin water and taking a swig of it on an empty stomach. Make sure you don't do that because I was like nauseated. I had to take some ginger. I was that nauseated. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is I put the onions, I chopped them up, I put them in the blender. I'm not going to show you that process because I did a video and I think it got deleted. I don't know. But it's a blender. You put it in a blender. You chop it up and you put the onion, the red onion, in the blender. And you put some water in. I put some filtered water that I keep. I boil my water so it's defluorinated. And I put some lemon juice in. I put the onion in. And I think I put 2 or 3 cups of filtered water in because I was going to make a big batch, right? So I did that and I made some quercetin liquid and I put it in some plastic bags because I didn't have ice cube trays, but now I have the ice cube trays. So I put it in some plastic bags. I'm going to show you that. And I put it in the fridge. I didn't freeze it, it's still liquid, but that is the quercetin water. Okay. This is $50 from four, I think it was, no, it wasn't 4 onions. It was about 3 onions, 3 medium-sized red onions, and a couple of cups of water, and maybe a couple of squirts, maybe a tablespoon of lemon juice. Like they're charging $50 for that at the drugstore, at all the stores, even the health food stores, right? This, like from a couple of onions and some water and some lemon juice, quercetin, like you can't beat it. And sometimes you have to be frugal. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I have tons and tons of quercetin water, but I didn't have any ice cube trays. And what I want to do is I want to make, because I only need enough to put in this. This is basically the glass that I drink out of, okay? And I use a straw because it's got a foul taste. Now I'm going to show you because I want you to know I'm not lying. Okay, so this is the water I made, and this stays beside me all the time. Okay, so I'm going to show you. I'm going to take a swig. It smells horrendous, but it works. It kind of puckers the lips, but it works. Okay, so I'm going to take the quercetin water and I'm going to put it in here and I'm going to freeze it. Now these will freeze maybe all overnight. And then I'll take it out of this and I'll put it in a container and I'll put it in the freezer. And as it goes, as my water runs out, I will go in the freezer, get an ice cube of the quercetin water, put it in my glass, add some water to it, and drink that over the course of the day. But I want you to be aware You don't want to overdo it on this. You don't want to say, oh, I'm going to bring my blood pressure down. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. And then you take 2 ice cubes and you put it in water and you drink that down pure. Don't do that. Don't do it. I'm telling you, don't do it. There are some warnings that are going to come with even a holistic method of healing the body. Okay. You still have to be aware of how much you're putting in, how much you're letting out. You have to be aware of the cycles in your body. You have to be aware of, the output from your body, okay, and what you're putting into your body. Be aware of these things. So I did write some things down from the magazine. Not magazine, it's the Healthline Canada. I'm going to post the link down below because I think it's so important to know. So I'm going to tell you what I found, okay? So start off, right? Quercetin is a flavonoid. It's an antitoxin, and here's where it gets to the crunch, okay? I'm going to tell you why Italians very seldom will you see an Italian with issues like I have, health issues like me. At least I haven't. And according to the analytics that I was looking up, like what country has the less heart problems and the less cancers, right? Italians are right up there, right? Okay, so here we go. It's a flavonoid, it's an antitoxin, and it neutralizes free radicals that damage cell membranes, okay? Now, if you have free radicals floating around in your body, let's say you had cancer, and I had cancer, I had skin cancer, but I didn't do chemo. I didn't do chemo, I didn't do radiation, nothing. I healed it holistically, and we're not going to get into that because I'm not going to fight the system. Let the system do what they want to do, and I'm going to take care of me, okay? So, people that have cancer and they go and get chemo or radiation, okay, the radiation and the chemo will kill the cancer cells, and the cancer cells will die, but they don't exit the body. You have to physically get them to bind to something in order to exit the body through either the feces or the urine, okay, or even the sweat, okay? So you do have free radicals floating around in your body. And even if you didn't have chemo, I have an amalgam filling, okay? And if it leaches into my system, which I thought is what exactly it was doing because I was dealing with a lot of health issues, it's the same thing. That will form free radicals in my body, in my saliva, in my stomach, in my brain, and like wherever, right? I will have free radicals. I had an aneuritic stroke, okay? Free radicals in my brain. I have free radicals in my brain that are floating around, okay? My stomach, I have free radicals in my stomach that are floating around. So here's where the issue kind of, it deals with free radicals, which are basically free radicals are dead cells that are floating around in your body, okay? Now, quercetin will neutralize those free radicals, and those free radicals will damage your cell membrane, which is the outer core of your cells, right? It's the protective layer of your cells. So if that gets damaged, then there's cancers and all sorts of things that can grab onto it, right? Any type of disease. Now, free radicals will also tamper with your DNA. I had no idea. And they say that women who are pregnant or wanting to get pregnant should be taking a supplement of quercetin. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Now, it also says that, it says that the free radicals will damage that cell membrane, okay? And it will literally cause cell death, because if you were breaking down something and ripping at the outside, like if you were tearing the skin off, you would eventually get to the inner layer, right? And so those cells would die. You would get scar tissue, but you would still have dead cells. And scar tissue is free radicals, yeah, inside the body. Okay, so now, because the free radicals are such a dangerous thing in your body, okay, taking quercetin will reduce some of that damage that's already caused by those free radicals, okay? And like I said, my filling or chemotherapy or even radiation therapy, okay? Now, you can get it through your food. You don't have to get it by pureeing it and drinking it. You can get it simply by eating these type of foods, but you would have to eat a hell of a lot of them, right? It's like bananas are great for you, but you have to eat like a whole case of bananas in order to get what it is that you need. And that's why supplementation is a good thing because you get an impacted amount of a vitamin or a nutrient, whatever it is you need, in that small pill. And it will have like 10 times the amount that you would get if you ate that banana, right? But it's a lifestyle change. If you're doing this on a regular basis, I mean, it's going to take time for it to build up in your system, right? So be aware of that. So I do a little bit of both. I do supplementation and I do this, but I do drink it, and it's a hell of a lot stronger than the tabs, what I'm doing here. Okay, so you can get it from quercetin from the phyto, it's called a phytochemical, in black and green tea. Who hasn't told you that green tea is good for you? Huh? Right, exactly. You can get it from red onions, like I do. You can get it from apples, berries, red wine. I know my mom liked the red wine. Yeah, she liked the red wine. And I know most Italians, I know they like that red wine. So go figure. They don't have as many issues as we have with our heart problems, okay? I'll tell you, I have to throw this in there. I watch this channel called Passiano Diaries, and it's Passiano, Italy. It's on an island or something. Anyway, it's a couple that lives, and they have to walk 500 steps in order to get in their front door. Yeah, so, and they're Italian. Well, he's Italian, and he's doing it, and he's like, he's got to be in his 50s. Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? Okay, so red wine, leafy green vegetables. And they tell you all the time, eat lots of leafy green vegetables, right? Because you want the magnesium, right? Well, you want the quercetin too. Tomatoes, broccoli, cabbage, peppers, and cocoa. Now, I eat all those things. I eat apples, I eat berries, red wine. I haven't had a glass of red wine for years. I quit drinking years ago. But, you know, I might be tempted. You never know. My mom used to drink Zezardi wine, and it was a Hungarian wine. It was a dark red, and it was good. Had a little bit of a pucker to it, right? And what I'm finding with all the information that I'm researching is anything that is a root vegetable or anything that you eat that has kind of like a tangy taste, like a kind of pucker your lips taste, like the lemon juice, like the quercetin, like the onions, okay? That is beneficial to your body. Yeah. So, you know, if it tastes a little bit tangy, eat it anyway because it's good for you. Okay, so what else did we find out here? Okay, so now what they're saying is that, and I just bought a thing of pineapple. I thought it was missing a page. Okay, so I bought a jar of pineapple, a can of pineapple juice, and I drank it. But I drank it very fast, which was a mistake, but I like the taste, right? So I shouldn't have done that, but I did. Okay, so it says that there's bromelain in pineapples, and that bromelain will help to increase the absorption and the bioavailability of quercetin. So what I should have done is I should have saved the pineapple juice, and I should have put a couple of tablespoons in with my quercetin water. But of course, I wasn't thinking, I didn't research it, and I drank the hell out of it, and I drank it very fast. Okay, so what you have to understand is that quercetin is very poorly absorbed into the gastrointestinal tract, okay? It's poorly absorbed. And bromelain will help it to absorb into the intestinal tract. So it actually helps your body to process it, okay? Now, if you are anyone, and the reason why I say don't do as I do, go check it out for yourself. Just, you know, be understanding of anything that, you know, that you're putting into your body. Understand. I'm not saying do it. I'm not a doctor. I'm not a physician. I'm not a holistic practitioner. I'm just me. I'm just me. And I'm struggling to survive. I'm struggling to stay healthy, but I'm doing a damn good job. Okay, so bromelain can interfere with blood clotting. So be very, very aware of this, especially if you're like me and you've had a clot. I had, apparently, I didn't know, but I had an aneurysm that bust. And I had that aneurysm due to some head trauma that I had dealt with. And I'm not pulling any punches here. I'm going to tell it just like it is, okay? I had some head trauma due to a relationship that I was in where that individual didn't have his full capacity in making wise decisions, okay? Let's just put it that way. But I dealt with an aneurysm, a clot that had formed due to some damage that I had to the head. And it went poof, and it exploded right and right into my brain. Okay, so you have to be careful with that bromelain because it can interfere with that blood clotting, okay? And in order for your blood to flow smoothly, you don't want it to be too thick and you don't want it to be too thin. You want it to be a happy middle, right? And that's where my problem was. That's where my problem was. So if you have a blood clotting disorder of any kind, okay, you go to your damn doctor. You don't take advice from me. And you know, I mean, eating an onion's not going to do anything, but I drink it, okay? And I drink like 4 onions at a time in there, right? So I drink quite a bit of it. Now, if you do have a blood clotting issue, okay, you do not want to take the quercetin with the bromelain. Okay, don't do that. Leave the bromelain alone and just, you know, just eat the onions. You know what I'm saying? So don't put the two together if you have a blood clotting disorder. Now, I did have a stroke. I had an MRI, I think they're called, you know, where they do the scan on your brain, and they couldn't find any damage. Like, I don't know if I'm a miracle child or what, but like I'm telling you, the big guy loves me because he kept me here for a reason. I've had some pretty serious health issues, okay? And so whatever it is he wants me to do, be damned, I'm going to do it. Yeah. Whatever the big guy above tells me you're going to do this, I'm going to freaking do it. Yeah. I owe him. Okay. So the last part of this that I'm going to tell you about is what quercetin does, what it's good for, okay? And I got my information from the Journal of the American Heart Association. American because, you know what, that's the only one I could find. So whatever, okay? So, and it states that supplementing with quercetin will lower your blood pressure. And you know what, people? I have high blood pressure, right? But when I take the quercetin, I don't have any issues. I can tell when my blood pressure is high. My hands will turn bright red, bright red. Yeah. When I take the quercetin, I don't have that issue. Yeah. So I think it's a good thing, and I'm going to continue to do this. Okay. Now, number 2, it can be used as an allergy support. And the reason why is because it will prevent your immune cells from releasing histamines, okay, which will trigger allergic reactions. And I got that information comes right from Mount Sinai. And Mount Sinai is where all the big wigs go and all the research takes place where they tell us about our health and things, right? So if they said it, I'm going to believe it. Okay, number 3. It will regulate your immune system. Sometimes you will have an overactive immune system and it can cause all sorts of issues in your body, okay? Now, your body, if your body is in a constant state of having to protect you from the shit that you're putting into it, like cigarettes, like alcohol, like drugs, like whatever, it could even be prescription drugs, okay? ADHD meds, Adderall, those type of shit, okay? That type of medicine. It's a drug. It's a drug. I don't care if it's a prescribed drug, okay? It's a drug. It's a chemical and it's going to go into your body. So excuse my terminology with the word feces in relation to that, but I have a very strong abhorrent attitude toward prescription drugs. I have seen too many people go down the wrong road, okay? Now, so it regulates your immune system. So if your body is overactive and it's protecting you, it's always on red alert, okay? Because maybe you're taking these medications every day. Maybe you're taking a prescribed medication every day. Maybe you've been misdiagnosed, or maybe you're taking too much. Your body will fight it. You will develop tics. You will develop thirst. You will develop like skin rashes, things like that, okay? It's your body saying, hey, what the hell are you doing? What are you putting in here? And I know this because I was a smoker for 47 years. And when I quit, I used ashwagandha to quit because the stress level was right through the bloody roof. And stress will cause free radicals to just go rampant in your body, right through your whole body. Be aware of that. Okay, so number 4, quercetin, because I get a little bit overzealous. I get a little overexcited. I'm allowed to. I'm in my 60s. Okay, so it says it protects from heart disease, a buildup of plaque, bad cholesterol, eating a lot of, trans fats and crap that goes in that middle aisle, at the stores, okay? The breaded stuff that's in the stores, okay? And I'm just as guilty as everybody else. I do the same damn thing. I go over there and I see something that's like, whoa, I haven't had that for a while. I might pick it up. I might come home and mow down on it. But you know what's going to happen? One of these days, the big guy's going to say, look it, I warned you. Get off of that shit. And it'll be one last too many cinnamon buns for me. You know what I'm saying? And I might be up there and the good Lord's going to be saying, didn't I tell you? Okay. Anyway, it will protect from a buildup of plaque, right? It will break it down. It will break it down. Number 5, okay. It will fight, and I don't know how to pronounce this. It will fight against senescence cells, which are dead cells in your body. As you age, cells start to die off. Well, they don't leave your body. I mean, it's not like, dead skin cells when you're talking about the inside of your body. As you're aging, things die. Things die. Slowly we die. From ashes to ashes, dust to dust. If the good Lord doesn't want us, the devil must. Remember that's it? Well, it's true. Your cells will die over a period of time. Now, these dead cells will build up. It's almost like a callus, right? Dead cells build up and build up and build up and build up, right? And then you got a big corn. You know what I'm saying? And which one of us can't say that? Which one of us? Not too many, right? But it will cause aging. Those dead cells will literally cause aging in your body. They will. Or even an age-related disorder, okay? And that's coming from health practitioners who, the bigwigs, the ones that are, researching it, okay? They're called senescent cells. Senescent cells. And that's just dead cells, okay? So the last one that I'm going to talk about is number 6. It is... this is a big one, and I'm going to get a slap on the wrist for this, but I'm going to point you to the link below about the cyanide, Mount Sinai, where they found this information out, and that's all I'm going to say. Okay, so quercetin may help prevent ovarian cancer. And I know someone very close to me who dealt with that ovarian cancer, okay? And so, yeah, this was eye-opening. This was eye-opening. And the reason why it protects against or prevents certain type of cancers is because, for one, it's anti-inflammatory. It will take away, when you get an injury, your body will swell up around it to protect it. But sometimes your body will overdo it, right? It stays in that flight or fright mode. And it literally kind of goes active like 24 hours a day. And that itself will cause issues, right? It also is pro-oxidation, right? It is also anti-proliferation. It will stop those cancer cells from multiplying. And it also will cause cell cycle death for the cancers. So, now it says that it will inhibit the growth of cancer cells in the breast, the colon, the prostate, ovarian cancers, lung, and endometrial cancer. So, you can't freaking beat it. And I'm going to put the link below for you to watch. But this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my dollar store freezer trays. When I was younger, we had metal ones, and I looked for them. I can't find them. So I'm going to take one of my bags, and I'm going to put it in. I'm going to put it in. Actually, no. You know what? I'm going to use... I love this measuring cup. I got it at a thrift store. Okay, so we're going to pour this into my measuring cup. Can you even see this? I don't know if you can even see this. Okay. Excuse my charger, but I have a small kitchen. Okay. Okay, here we go. Now, make sure that you get all the fiber out of here because the quercetin is actually in the fiber, right? So So I just want to make sure I get all the fiber. And then I'm simply going to put it in here. I have a big one here too, so. Are you watching here? Okay. Let's hope I don't make a mess. I'm going to fill them up pretty high. What is that? Okay. They had these ice cube trays at the dollar store that were silicone. I'm not real keen on the silicone. Plastic is bad enough. And I was looking at the shampoos, and every single shampoo has got sulfate in it. Every single one. Even the ones that they say are healthy have got sulfate. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. That's one. I would love to have one of those big old-fashioned kitchens. Oh, I would love it. Okay, so that was, I think that was 2 cups. Okay. I'm not going to need all of this. I'm going to have some to put in the fridge. I'm only going to fill 2 ice cube trays. Okay, so where's my other one? That one has just a little bit too much in it. So let's see if I can fix that. Let's see. So it was almost 2 cups. Yeah, I think I put too much in there. Oh well. Okay. So that is okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to sorry, I don't know why my eye looks so black. I'm going to put that in the freezer, and every single day when this one is done, okay, when this one is done, I'm going to wash this out, of course, and I'm going to put in my 1 ice cube, one of the quercetin ice cubes, 1 in here, and then I'm going to put about that much water, filtered water, maybe a quarter of this full of filtered water, and that will be my my amount of quercetin that I need for the day. And I'm telling you, it works like a charm. My blood pressure has been down. Lately, it's been fluctuating a few times, right, because of the change in the weather. But when things are like on a level, when the cold is like on a level in our weather area, our barometric pressure is like, which it isn't too often, but lately it has been pretty good. And my blood pressure has been amazing, right? I've been able to walk and exercise and do all those things. And so, the only thing that I'm really focused on now is the fact that I gained 10 pounds over Christmas. So I've lost 3. I think last night, I think I lost 4. I've lost 4 pounds so far. So I got 6 pounds to go. And, I'm not beating myself about that. I'm not arguing with myself about it. So what? So what? So I strayed a little bit and I had a few, just desserts, right? Well, you know what? It's at my age in my 60s and I'm hitting close. I'm like 5 more years and I'm going down that road. You know what I'm saying? Like it just like the hair didn't turn white because I was working out in the garden. So anyway, Anyway, so I want to put this in the freezer, and I'm going to finish my quercetin water that I have, and I'm going to watch some shows and edit this video. So I shall see you in the next video. The good Lord be willing. And you know what? Be very careful. Make sure that you know exactly what's going into your body, your input and your output. Whether it's mind, whether it's your emotions, whether it's your voice, whether it's how you speak. Make sure you're aware of what goes in and what comes out. So I shall see you in the next video. The good Lord be willing. Namaste. Bye.